inside, and they love to play in this formation because it's, as they told us, they can be very aggressive with the press in this formation.
And that is certainly part of what North Carolina has been known for over the years. All right, how about this defending national champion Florida State Seminole team and how they line up?
4-3-3 for Florida State Seminoles, and Jenna Niswonger, what a season she has been having. The set piece specialist, 16 assists. She leads the team in points, 6 goals. And as Anson Dorrance has told us, that is a problem they have to solve in Jenna Niswonger.
Both teams getting set to go as Corey Rockwell will lead our officiating crew, veteran official in the center for this match tonight. Jen Hildreth, Julie Foudy, glad to have you with us. Get a chance to see two tremendous teams as North Carolina has the overall edge against the Seminoles, but as of late, especially here in Cary, Florida State's been doing a little bit better.
Yeah.
The Tar Heels number.
In fact, Florida State calls it their home away from home.
They do.
They've been to Cary so much.
Well, between the ACC championship and then we've had several college cups here as well. Florida State been right at home. See that back line for the Tar Heels getting together along with Amy Allen. Tori Hansen and the captains getting ready to go. A tremendous run for Tori Hansen, who's grown into such a leadership role for her team this year. Looks like it's Leilani Nesbitt giving the message for the Seminoles. On the other side is Christina Roque, just named a third-team United Soccer Coaches All-American earlier today, makes her way into the goal. Florida State in white, the #1 overall seed in this tournament. North Carolina perhaps feeling a bit snubbed as a #2 seed in Carolina blue. And off we go from Wake Med Soccer Park. And the ball not going too far as it's immediately blocked. And if you wondered about North Carolina and how they come at you, that message sent pretty much right off the opening kickoff. Isabel Cox, one of the 2 starting up front, along with Allie Sentner, who we've talked quite a bit about. Colton dropping back a little deeper in the midfield than we saw throughout most of the season, number 19 for North Carolina. Hansen in the middle, now to Julia Dorsey, the national champion in lacrosse for the Tar Heels earlier this year. Nesbitt winning it in the middle for Florida State. Ron Ey, who's going to keep it central, looking for Beata Olson. Here is Achagini, 10 goals on the season to lead the Seminoles in that category. She turns it around. Can't quite get the shot off, though. Smothering defense, Claire Robbins taps it out wide. That ball deflecting and will go out for an early corner kick. You said set piece specialist. Watch out. Jenna Niswonger gets an early opportunity here. And Anson Dorrance said, we have to solve the Jenna Niswonger problem. Well, we'll see how they do in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, he will not be pleased with giving up a set piece this early into the game, given the Niswonger service.
3 goals, 6 assists from the corner this season for Niswonger, but she made it easy on him that time.
Commentator's curse.
And a smile from Jenna, who knows she can do better. She said, we talked to her yesterday, she's been hitting it so consistently well. Not her best on that one, obviously, as Brian Penske looks on. Give him so much credit for the job he has done taking over. No easy task, right?
No easy task for how loved Mark Krikorian is and was with this program and what he's done here to come in and lead him back to College Cup.
Yeah, Brian has talked about the balance he's had to strike between just doing things that are par for the course if you're Florida State. That's winning the ACC, getting back to the College Cup, but then also celebrating those moments, because it is special to do that every time you get the opportunity to do so. North Carolina and Florida State co-champions in the ACC regular season. Florida State beating the Tar Heels in the ACC championship on this field about 3.5 weeks ago. Payne moving it up forward. Irish international. You talked about some of that international talent we always see. You've got Ireland with Payne. Jody Brown's played for the full Jamaican national team.
Yeah, you've got 8 different countries represented for this starting 11 for Florida State. It's insane. In that starting front line, Nigeria, Sweden, and Jamaica. In the midfield for Florida State, U.S. and Bermuda. In the back line, U.S., Japan, and Ireland. In goal, Puerto Rico. That is Florida State. It's insane.
A battle all the way to the end line. Go out for a goal kick. How about a few Foudy free kicks, Julie, for what the Seminoles will be looking to do?
These are the keys for Florida State. They have to solve UNC's pressure, as you've been talking about off the top. And they also have to make those wing backs in that 3-5-2, which is Patterson and Moxley, defend, because when they're having to come back, it means they are not creating chaos offensively. So offense is your best defense.
See Allie Sentnor in the middle of the field. They're almost in a runner's stance as she was crouched down low, getting ready for Roque to put the ball in play, and then it's time for the Tar Heels to pounce. Jody Brown got her foot to the ball, couldn't break free. Patterson runs it down for North Carolina. And Anson Doran's telling us he and Damon Ahas, his assistant coach, put this system in place specifically for 2 teams, Notre Dame and Florida State, because they needed to figure out a way to be more dangerous against those 2 teams. They took care of Notre Dame in South Bend in the quarterfinal to get here. Now let's see how it does against the Seminoles.
And in fact, they stole it from Notre Dame because Notre Dame had such success this season against Florida State. 17 goals Florida State has given up this entire season, 7 of them to Notre Dame in those 2 games. And so they said, what are they doing well that we can actually steal a page of their book? And that's exactly what they did. Damon Nahas gets the credit for it. Anson is very vocal about that in terms of changing this formation. But it's interesting because with Florida State and that 3 front, as good as they are, you're playing even in the back. And especially with Moxley and Patterson being so aggressive, those wingbacks getting forward, will that come back to bite North Carolina?
Payne with the ball at her feet on the far side, goes back central for Robbins. Back out to Payne, looking for service. She'll get it off into the box. Nesbitt, couple of goals in the NCAA tournament, despite a deeper role that she's been playing for the Seminoles this season. Senior wearing number 13. Really an important part of protecting that back line. It has some offense too. Lauren Flynn carrying it forward for a moment. Flynn and the freshman Heather Gilchrist, the 2 center backs for the Seminoles this season. Flynn. You'll see Florida State do this from time to time. They're not afraid to be a little more direct. It's one of the wrinkles I think we've seen this season with Brian Pensky.
Yep, I agree. Because they would get themselves in trouble sometimes wanting to possess out of that pressure, and sometimes you just have to release it. Release that long ball and then chase.
Florida State 17-2-3 on the season. North Carolina 19-4-1. Both teams 8-2 in ACC play. This is Moxley, one of the 2 wingbacks you talked about. Del Pruta. She started every game of the NCAA tournament. Starting to find her groove. A goal in the last 3 for the Tar Heels. soon as that ball is distributed. Cox starts to go, leading that press for North Carolina. Nice Wonger. Wanted to thread the needle. Well read there by Emerson Elgin. And there is a foul called by Corey Rockwell. The Seminole ball and the free kick coming.
Olsen does such a good job of laying this ball off, finding a player. Here's the foul on Olsen. That's going to be a battle all night. The Hansen-Olsen matchup.
And now we get an opportunity to see Neiswanger from the free kick. "14 goals for the Seminoles off of set pieces on the season. Neiswanger often the one to deliver the ball in. First ball won by the Tar Heels. They'll try to break out the other way. Good job by Patterson to escape some pressure as Julie, let's try to get your boundaries free kicks for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, first thing is solve that Neiswanger program. We talked about that with so much time on the ball. Florida State. Jenna Neiswanger can cause such damage.
Well, she's all alone in a sea of Carolina blue at the moment. Holds it up, waits for help, finds it in the form of Echegini. Brown, confident on the ball.
Yeah, then the second one was disrupt that FSU rhythm with pressure, because as we see as this game plods on, Florida State is going to want to possess, they want to hold, they play pretty. And UNC is going to want to disrupt, disrupt, disrupt.
As you would imagine, a lot of familiarity between these two ACC rivals. Nary a shot to be had by either team so far. And in fact, North Carolina dominated most of their opponents in the shot category throughout the season, all but one. That would be Florida State. The Seminoles outshooting North Carolina in each of the first two meetings this season, even the game that North Carolina won down in Tallahassee. Here is Sentnor with the ball at her feet, out wide. Ball on the ground in the box, and it is out of bounds.
All starts with Della Peruta finding Sentnor, and she attracts numbers because you know she can hit it from out wide. Trying to find that near post, good run. And that's Patterson on that left-hand side for North Carolina. Loves to get forward. One of those wingbacks we talked about. Moxley on the other side.
And I think she especially, Patterson, loves this formation that North Carolina has been playing. 5 assists in the NCAA tournament for Patterson. That's the most of any player throughout this NCAA tournament. So the Tar Heels did manage to get the first shot of the match, but no score so far between these two. This is the third all-time meeting in the NCAA tournament between North Carolina and Florida State. Remember back to the 2018 National Championship. Florida State winning the title, hoisting the trophy after a 1-0 victory over the Tar Heels that year. They can be some low-scoring, grinded-out affairs between these two.
It's such a chess match in these first 10, 15 minutes. And really, in this 3-5-2, with Florida State playing that three front, UNC continuing to stay aggressive with those wing backs pushed high.
Robbins hustles to get back on the ball, touches it over to Nesbitt. And Robbins was just waiting for it. And Sentnor scrapped her way onto the ball for North Carolina. Slipped as she tried to deliver the pass, though. Echegini draws some oohs and ahs with the spin. Neiswanger, this is within her range, and it's saved by Allen.
Little sloppy on both sides, and then you have a little magic from Echegini to clean it up. Gets a little gap, finds Neiswanger, and she thinks, well, why not? I'm wide open from distance. But this is going to be a hard one to get past Emmy Allen from that distance.
Tar Heels' fewest goals allowed in the ACC during the regular season, and this is a conference that sent a nation-leading 10 teams to the NCAA tournament. Neiswanger looking for a target. Bounces in the air a couple of times. Oh, the bicycle attempt from Nesbitt denied. Coming down, but Brown puts it out and over the crossbar. Got some women's basketball coming your way. The 21st annual Women's Jimmy V Classic Sunday on ESPN2. Number 9 Virginia Tech taking on Tennessee and Knoxville at 1 Eastern, noon Central. Then on ABC, it's number 7 Notre Dame hosting number 3 UConn at the Joyce Center. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, be sure to go to v.org. Brown. Olsen is dancing on the ball to keep possession. Now Payne.
And that's going to be critical for Florida State, getting those outside backs, and Payne on the right, EY on the left, number 7 for Florida State, because that's what starts to pin Patterson back, Moxley back.
You certainly feel both teams really struggling to figure out how to unlock the opponent's defense.
And this is a play where they know with Olsen flicking it on, you see Brown running off her, just didn't have the patience to let that one drop a little bit longer. That ball's got to come down when she's volleying it. But such good movement off each other.
Eight goals, 9 assists on the season for Brown. All ACC first team selection, also named a third team All-American. Really have seen Echegini cut more central a couple of times in these first 15 minutes or so.
And the pace you have to deal with Echegini on that left side, Jody Brown on the right. If you're North Carolina, playing even.
Good connections, quick connections for the Seminoles. Can they turn it into something? How about a corner? Third of this first half for Florida State, none so far for North Carolina. In the last meeting, the Tar Heels did not get a single corner kick in the match and had a season-low 7 shots. This is probably the favored side for Neiswanger, though she's dangerous from both corner flags. She can bend it in this way with that left foot. Allen trying to come out and get it through a lot of traffic. It did go out of bounds for another corner kick.
You see right there in front of Emmy Allen, look at that traffic, just bodies, makes it so tough for a goalkeeper to come out and box.
And you've got to read it right. I mean, Neiswanger scored directly off a corner kick in the ACC Championship against the Tar Heels. Is there a follow-up? Brown again. Can't bring it down.
I do think Florida State will be encouraged, though, because on that right side, Jody Brown coming alive. And you also see Heather Payne getting involved, getting forward. She's the one who initially gets that corner kick with that run forward from that right back position. And again, the chess match continues with that 3-5-2 and whether you can get those wing backs to drop in.
Sentnor met as she turned and fouled. Tori Hansen getting ready to come over, take the kick for the Tar Heels once the ponytail is in place. Hansen, good ball in the box. Cox went up for it. Moxley trying to keep it in, or at least make sure her team gets this out of it. They'll get their first corner, North Carolina.
What a good ball this is by Hansen, looking for Cox there on the other side. Moxley shielding all players from ever getting a touch on it so she can win this corner.
North Carolina opts to play their first corner short. Now the ball rifled into the box, kept low. Hansen still up there in the attack, putting it toward the goal. It's off the post. Moxley couldn't quite put it back on frame, but Tori Hansen making the most of her opportunity to be in the attacking third.
Oh, what a good look that is, too. Just an enticing ball. Moxley can't reach it. If she could only redirect it across the face. Just misses it.
What a tremendous year for Tori Hansen, all ACC first team selection, second team All-American. And she talked to us about remembering the last time the Tar Heels, 2019, when they were in the College Cup, and she was called on in the championship match against Stanford to come in the penalty kick shootout. Hadn't played a minute in the match. She was a freshman.
I remember that so well, thinking, oh, this poor kid,
yeah,
not a minute.
It was saved, and her penalty was saved.
Sixth kicker, too, right?
Yep, good memory. Stanford wound up winning, and you know, we talked to her, and I said, boy, I mean, you could imagine how that could be crushing, and she said it was. And full credit to her for not allowing that moment to hold her back or to define her. She waited her time. She's played more than twice as many minutes in this, her senior season, as she had her previous 3 years. A key member of this defense and a real leader for the Tar Heels.
And what a season she's having. I mean, she literally, through all their injuries on that back line, she has been anchoring them all season.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. The injuries for North Carolina have been hit the hardest. Now, Sam Meza is out in the midfield. That's a player that they've been without throughout this NCAA tournament. But their injuries on the back line started in the first game of the season when their All-American center back Macy Bell out for the year. Her replacement, Kaylee Herr, also goes down with an injury.
Abby Allen goes down.
Julia Dorsey missed the last 4 games of the regular season, so it was hit after hit on that back line. And yet the Tar Heels persevered, and as I mentioned earlier, even with all of those games missed by starting defenders throughout this season, fewest goals against in the nation's toughest conference.
Maybe that's why you have a roster of 37.
Well, Anson has said this is the best depth he has ever had on a team. He told us that at the beginning of the year. He said, it's the greatest depth I have except at one position, center back. But they've proven with a few shifting pieces as needed that they've gotten the job done pretty well, even with the injuries. No score in this all-ACC semifinal, number 1 of our NCAA Women's College Cup from WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary. Florida State attacking North Carolina at the moment. Would you feel, Julie, it's been Florida State that has had their way at least a little bit more thus far in this match?
More possession and dictating the tempo more, but really the best chance came from, I think, Moxie on the back post. And that's the thing with UNC, which Florida State knows well, having lost to them earlier in the season, is you can dominate all game. If you don't finish those chances, UNC has enough talent on the field to punish you.
Tar Heels just made a sub in the attack. You can see Isabel Cox talking with Damon Nejas on the side. And Maddie Darlene checking in, speedy freshman in the front line for the Tar Heels. Foul and a free kick coming for Florida State. Payne on the outside, back to Neiswanger. Now the ball in the box, it's headed and will trickle out of bounds. Another corner kick coming. 5th of this first half for Florida State. North Carolina playing with fire, conceding these corners to the Seminoles. And North Carolina for the season allowing 2.9 corner kicks per match. Well, Florida State's a different beast.
Number 2, Jenna Neiswanger taking the corner kick for FSU.
And you will see 2 of the best in the country on display tonight. Jenna Neiswanger and Amanda Knox coming up in our second match for Alabama. Felicia Knox, coming up for Alabama. Those 2, number 1 and 2 in assists in the country. And speaking of the Alabama Crimson Tide, let's bring in Wes Hart there.
Jen.
Thank you, their head coach. Wes, thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations. How is your team handling this moment in your first ever College Cup and preparing for your match later tonight?
Yeah, I think they're taking it all in and just enjoying the moment, and you know, we're excited to be here.
How are you doing, Wes, in your first ever College Cup?
Yeah, doing well. You know, again, just like the players, I'm excited to be here. You know, we've had an awesome season, and you know, we're hungry for more, though.
Yeah, give us a little tease, if you will, Wes, about what people are going to see when your team takes the field.
Yeah, we're going to be the same team we've been all year. You know, UCLA is clearly a very talented team, a lot of good players, but we're going to get after them. We're going to you know, press them and try to turn them over. You know, I think people are going to be impressed with the players we have as well.
Well, we're sure looking forward to seeing it. We'll let you get back to your team. Thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you all.
They are fun to watch. I can't wait for that one. That also is a great one.
Alabama and UCLA, our second semifinal. 8:30, that one slated to start here from Cary once this one is completed. A little break in between. Maggie Pierce has come on for North Carolina, replaced Emily Colton in the midfield. A couple of changes so far for the Tar Heels. Echegini able to turn. 3 Tar Heel defenders around her in the box as Dorsey able to collect. And now Moxley, who's, you said, Julie, had probably the best chance for either team in this match. This is Darlene. Freshman has come on strong in the postseason for the Tar Heels. Member of the ACC All-Freshman team, 3 goals and an assist. But now Neiswanger and Florida State making their way up the field. Brown working some magic. Ball in the box! Olsen maybe caught a bit in between of what she wanted to do there. Half-hearted bicycle. Still coming though, and Allen has to punch it up and over. Enough spin and pace on the ball. She didn't want to take any chances.
And what a good second look by Florida State. Allen wise to actually parry that over the crossbar. Again, Heather Payne having success on that right side. You see Jody Brown as well.
Jenna Neiswanger on the corner kick for Florida
So
State.
Jenna Neiswanger will line it up again. 6th corner kick of this first half for Florida State. Neiswanger, number 2 in the country in assists on the season. Back post, headed back toward goal, off the crossbar. And you just feel Florida State inching a little bit closer with each of these chances they're getting from the corner.
That's Clara Robbins with a good look on it. No one marking her, wide open. Just gets a bit underneath it.
And Clara Robbins with an opportunity with Florida State, and this her 7th year with the program. She redshirted her first year in 2016, and of course there was a COVID year. So she's been around a while, which means she has won 2 national championships already in her time with the Seminoles. She did play 3 games in the 2018 season that they won. Was out with injury for most of that season, though. Big part of last year's run. Brown. Nesbitt for Neiswanger. Soft touch. Olsen back out. Nesbitt still coming, charging forward, rifles it in. Ball in the box. Allen coming out for it. Pulls it into her chest.
Really well done by Nesbeth. Picking this ball up, getting forward, a good shot on goal. Has been coming from that 6th position. And Clara Robbins also sitting a little bit deeper. Almost getting on the end of this one again is Nesbeth coming from that deeper position. Robbins dropping in next to Nesbeth, and those two positionally have been really good tonight, breaking up attacks, getting forward.
Yeah, Leilani, when we talked to her yesterday, would she tell us, yes, I have a more defensive role this year, that a role she's never played before, by the way, that 6, that holding midfield spot, but she said, I still find my moments to work a little
Yep, there was one.
creativity in the offensive part of the field.
Yeah, we knew that good at coming forward, why not? And then you have balancing her and showing the respect that Florida State has for that midfield is Clara Robbins dropping in more in the 8 or double 6 next to Nesbeth. But it's interesting because Echegini on that left-hand side, everything's coming in across, coming centrally. And if you want to pull that 3 apart, I'd love to see Jody Brown wide on one side, Echegini wide on the other. Olsen, of course, in that 9, Holden in the middle. But widen that front 3 and see if you can pull that back 3 for North Carolina apart.
It's been a little pinched, hasn't it, when they've gotten into the attack. Most of the width, it seems like, has come when Heather Payne specifically has gotten up into the attack from that right back position for Florida State. Allie Gambone, one of the captains for North Carolina, came on for Della Peruta in the midfield. Coverage of NCAA championships will continue with our Women's College Cup final on Monday, December 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. For more information on the NCAA Women's College Cup, log on to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. That, of course, after our 2nd semifinal coming your way later tonight from right here in Cary, North Carolina. Alabama, UCLA should be a fun one to wait up for. Alabama, the number 2 scoring offense in the country. They lead the nation in goals scored. And UCLA, a team under a new head coach and Marguerite Awazaza, prides itself on defense. So good matchup. I'll preview that for you at halftime, give you a few more details to look forward to.
What a tremendous job Marguerite Awazaza has done with that program in her first year as head coach. So impressed.
Ball intercepted. It's Payne looking for Neiswanger. Decision maker in the middle for the Seminoles. Bumped by the Tar Heels. This will be a bouncing ball back to Christina Roque.
And again, setting play for Florida State, Heather Payne, who also just helped Ireland qualify for its first ever Women's World Cup. They'll be participating in New Zealand and Australia come summer of 2023.
EY did well to keep that ball in. Gilchrist, forget she's a freshman back there in the back line. She's just been so solid all year for Florida State. What did Brian Pensky say to us yesterday? In Gilchrist we trust. Strong words, and that defense may be tested right here by the Tar Heels. No problem in the end. Roque at the near post making the save. Just over 10 minutes to go in our first half. Florida State out shooting the Tar Heels 6-3 so far. Emmy Allen has had to make 4 saves in goal for the Tar Heels, 1 for Roque. Ejigini. Neiswanger. Not quite ready to look forward yet. Considered Brown. Now Payne gets it there. Jody Brown, Jamaican international, off to the races into the box for Florida State. And Emmy Allen says the ball will go no further, breaking up that opportunity.
And really, that's the last piece of the puzzle missing for Florida State in this first half, is that final service in the box, that final pass. That final shot, either the technique's been off, the pass has been off, creating a lot of looks though. They'll be pleased with that.
Both teams going to their bench here. Looks like Florida State bringing 3 players on. And these have been 3 key players all season coming off the bench. Olivia Garcia, one of those. Emma Bissell and Maria Alagoa, the 3. No, excuse me, Caitlin Zippe is the 3rd, not Alagoa. So Garcia, Bissell, and Zippe on for Florida State. So a couple changes there in that front line. Tori Della Peruta, younger sister of Talia, on the field, replacing Sentnor in the attack for North Carolina. This is Garcia. Ball out of her reach. Of course, she can get a first touch on it.
Also for Florida State, number 2, Jenna Neiswanger, replaced by number 18, Maria Alagoa.
Now, both these teams believe in their benches. There are a lot more bodies on that North Carolina bench than for Florida State. A very small roster for Brian Pensky, just 20 for the Seminoles. By far the shortest roster of any of the teams here at the College Cup, but they believe in their bench. So we'll see in these last 8 minutes here if there are any game changers now who've come off the bench for either team. Another foul committed by the Tar Heels will give the free kick to Florida State.
Yeah, and fresh legs for that front 3 for Florida State in the final 8 minutes. And that back 3 for North Carolina knows it's going to have to go 90 together.
Neiswanger, who wants it, bounces. And Emmy Allen, a redshirt freshman who set out all of last season, makes the grab.
Last thing you want to see defensively is something like this bouncing in your box, but Emmy Allen there with the clean hands, been clean all night.
Well, while we have a moment, want to tell you about my personal favorite podcast, Laughter Permitted, with the one and only Julie Foudy. Season 8 now available wherever you get your podcasts, on the ESPN app, Apple Podcast. Just listen to the Asia Wilson episode the other day. That was a lot of fun.
WNBA title-winning MVP player for the Las Vegas Aces.
You're not going to go down all the accolades, are you? You
No, it's a long
we don't
list.
have enough time in the game. What a great college career she had, and yeah, that's continued right on in the pros. And you guys always have entertaining and informative conversations. But here we go, ball in the box, North Carolina, header, bouncing. Tar Heels still looking to make something of this opportunity, not cleared. Now it's up the field a little bit more. Emma Bissell, the sophomore of the United Kingdom for the Seminoles. Garcia, freshman out of Las Vegas. A lot of contact over there on that far side of the field. Still Florida State throw. Good crowd on hand. Reportedly a sellout. All the Tar Heel players were telling us they were having trouble getting tickets. Julia Dorsey's whole lacrosse team wanted to come.
Yeah.
They were worried.
Field hockey wanted to
Yeah.
come. They could. None of them could come.
Of course, Carey just a few minutes away from Chapel Hill. EY lays it off for Nesbitt. It's read by the Tar Heel defense, but out for another corner.
And that is exactly what Florida State wants to see Avery Patterson doing, is dropping back, having to defend in her own box, keeping her away offensively from her attacking third.
Maria Alagoa replaced Niswanger, so it will be Alagoa this time. Good ball, snagged by Allen.
Again, Allen very clean. How many times do we see goalkeepers come for that? And they get there, but they don't hold on to it. Plenty of Florida State players ready for that bobble, and she's been clean all night.
Well, you know, I think she probably comes in with a little something to prove against this Florida State team in particular, where in the ACC Championship, she gave up a goal off a corner kick directly. And then the second goal Florida State scored was off of a rebound. She made a save, but then put it right in the path of Jody Brown. There have been no such opportunities when the balls come anywhere near her tonight. Dorsey. Moxley. Good width to start this play for Moxley. She continues her run across. Darlene. Ball through, not cleared, put away! North Carolina leads!
North Carolina.
We asked if there was a game changer on the field, and Allie Gambone raises her hand and puts the Tar Heels in front.
And this is where North Carolina is just so dangerous. Against the run of play, they scrap in the box. Good ball across, miscleared by Payne. And Gambone there to slam it home. And with all the possession that Florida State has had, with the misclear, not getting it out, it literally falls on a platter to Gambone. And she is not going to make a mistake about that one. Almost rips it through the net. And there's Brian Penske wondering where all this possession and chances have left them. In a hole, 1-0 down, and really minimized chances for North Carolina. But that's just why they're so dangerous. They're hungry, they're ready to pounce any mistake. And they will make you pay.
Second goal of the season for Gambone, a senior out of Clifton, Virginia, one of the captains for this North Carolina team. She's only started one game all season long. coming off the bench. That has been her role, even going back to last season where she also had that captain's role. And you saw her run over to the sideline, get the big hug from all of her teammates. Now the challenge for North Carolina, hang on to this lead. In what is rather an oddity, in all 4 of North Carolina's losses this season, they've scored first.
And that is a big challenge when you're playing as technical and talented a side as Florida State is.
So Florida State finding themselves trailing after Gambone's goal in the 42nd minute. They trailed in the ACC championship as well. Avery Patterson got North Carolina on the board in the 23rd minute of that match. Florida State came back, had the Nice-Wanger corner kick in the 31st minute. And then Jody Brown's game winner a few minutes after halftime.
And this is an experienced Florida State team. There is no panic in this group. They know they've got the talent. That will be the conversation at halftime for Florida State of, okay, we're getting in good positions. How do we make sure that last piece of the puzzle is intact in terms of finishing some of those chances? And if you're North Carolina, I do think you have to have a little bit more of the ball. You cannot afford to spend 45 more minutes chasing.
1 minute.
We'll see what adjustments they make in that sense.
That is Lauren Flynn down for Florida State. Under a minute to play in our first half. Flynn back to her feet. And here's what we've got coming up at halftime. We will take a look at our second semifinal between Alabama and UCLA. 2 more #1 seeds going head-to-head. Got our V-Week call to action. And we'll look back at our first half. Gambone, the showstopper so far, giving the Tar Heels the lead. Florida State looking to perhaps get one more chance here before the half is over. No Seminole anywhere near the ball, so Emmy Allen can just let it bounce out of bounds. And Julie, it will be the Tar Heels who take the lead into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, what a finish by Gambone, and what a performance for those game changers coming off the bench for North Carolina. They're going to be pleased, but they know there's a lot of game left in this one.
Rematch of the ACC Championship in our first Women's College Cup semifinal going on tonight from Cary, North Carolina. Brian Penske Seminoles winning the ACC Championship over the Tar Heels, but trailing them right now, the spot in the National Championship on the line. As the teams make their way to the locker room, we will get set to talk to Florida State head coach Brian Penske. He's getting the headset on for us, get his thoughts on this first half. Well, Brian, your team just conceding the goal there a few minutes ago before halftime. What have you liked? What needs to be a little bit better for your team?
I thought we played a good half. I thought we defended well and created some chances, right? And able to get at them in the wide areas and change the point a little bit. I thought it was all really good. Obviously disappointing to give away that goal. We lost the ball somewhere in midfield, and then obviously the clearance didn't work out for us when we put it on the deck for them, and they finished, right? Nice finish. So I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing and just be a little bit more clinical once we do get the ball in good spots in the final third.
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about in the first half, coaches. So many good looks, just not as clean probably in that final third as you wanted to. Anything you change tactically, or you just think it's a little bit of a technical cleanup?
Yeah, I think it's a technical cleanup. We got to make sure, you know, when we get balls in the wide areas, is an early serve behind their back line. We got to make sure we have runners in good spots in behind the back line. Or if we're getting all the way on the end line, we had a couple opportunities. Jody, I think, got one on the end line and maybe just didn't get past the keeper. We got to make sure we're getting in good spots in front of goal, and we got to flood the box with numbers.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys.
1-0 our score at the half of our first semifinal tonight. North Carolina leading Florida State. Much more to come here from Carrie, including a look ahead to our second semifinal between Alabama and UCLA. Some iconic players have come through the North Carolina program that won 21 NCAA championships in the first 31 years of this tournament, but lately Florida State has led the way as the Seminoles 3 national titles, all in the last 8 years. Our first half, though, sees the Tar Heels leading the Seminoles 1-0. Now joined by North Carolina head coach Anson Dorrance. Anson, your team getting the lead there a couple minutes, some game changers off the bench for you, but what's your take on the first half and what you need in the second 45?
Yeah, you'll find this hard to believe, but one of our goals coming into that first half was to prevent corner kicks. So you can see how well that part of our game plan worked. So yeah, you know, things are going as they always do in a soccer game. So we've got to do a better job, certainly. And obviously we're up 1-0 against the run. They've done a great job in every respect, in my opinion, except putting it in the goal. And we've got to do a better job defensively. And if we don't correct that, I mean, it's all over for us. But I'm very proud of the fact we're up 1. Incredible goal by a wonderful senior in Ali Gambone. I mean, I absolutely love it, and I love it for the kid. But now we've got to get everyone aboard and basically play a lot better defensively.
Well, we'll look forward to it. Second half coming up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, North Carolina did not do so well with that goal of not conceding corners. Florida State tying
Only
for the
7,
most in a
I wanted
half
to say, Anson. Only 7.
in any game this year, but they did keep the Seminoles out of the back of the net, and North Carolina, the team that found a way to score. So what will the second 45 have in store? We're about to find out. WakeMed Soccer Park. 45 minutes to go in our first semifinal of this 2022 Women's College Cup. Tar Heels starting off with the ball. They've got the lead thanks to Ali Gambone's goal in the 42nd minute. And we'll see what type of a response we get from the defending national champs in Florida State.
It looks like they've gone for Florida State with that original 11 they started with. So Jody Brown, Olsen, and Echegini back on that front line. And I don't think they'll be, as Anson was talking about, he said they need to be better defensively, but he didn't say we're going to make any tactical changes. Staying in that 3-5-2 right now. Maybe as this half progresses and if they stay in the lead, they'll switch into that 4-back.
Yeah, switch. Formation, something that has happened throughout this NCAA tournament for the Tar Heels and happened really as a direct result of North Carolina's play against Florida State specifically this season and in the ACC championship game about 3.5 weeks ago. They like this 3-5-2. They like what they've been able to do with it. Had a win on the road at Notre Dame. That was a really good test because that was the other team that system was specifically put in place for. Won 2-0 in the quarterfinal at Notre Dame to get here back to the College Cup. Christina Roque earned the first ever ACC Goalkeeper of the Year award. First year that award was handed out. No surprise to see Roque earn that as well as All-American status. The first time in her career. So Gilchrist and Flynn, the center of that back line for Florida State. back for North Carolina. Tori Hansen, the captain, in the middle. Julia Dorsey now with it on the right. And then Emerson Elgin on the left-hand side. Tar Heels building up the field. It's blocked out of bounds.
A little bit more patience from the Tar Heels in that build-up. Stringing some passes together, something we didn't see them do much of. That possession and dictating the tempo in the first half.
Talia Della Peruta fending off a couple of Seminole defenders. Gets it to Libby Moore. Out to Moxley. Moxley had one of the best chances of the first half prior to the goal being scored by Gambon. Turn from Cox. And it's a corner for North Carolina. They only had one in the first half. Get one early here.
Number 8, Emily Moxley, to take the corner kick for Carolina.
Well, once again, North Carolina opts to play it short, not send it in directly off the corner. Done that now in both of their corner kick opportunities. There is some space here for Della Peruta if she turns around. Now she sees it. Goal in each of the last 3 games. Looking for it with her right, bending it toward the goal. Still in front. Well, that was a whole team defensive effort from Florida State to keep that ball out of the back of the net. Elgin. North Carolina really on the front foot to start this second half. Dorsey, Patterson, leading scorer for the Tar Heels on the season. Sentnor had it taken away by Jenna Neiswanger. Now Beata Olson. Moore right there to pick her pocket. Elgin, just 5 starts on the season, but 4 of those, 6 starts now, including tonight. 4 coming in this tournament. Shot from distance, save from Roque. Sentnor showing you why she has come alive in the postseason.
And here's the earlier chance, actually before Sentnor. When Della Peruta has that much time and space, good things happen, and they have got to, if you're Florida State, shut that down. Roque unable to come for it. Look at that, just off the line, cleared twice. And then here's the other look. Sentnor, you know she can crank them from distance. She's done it all season. She can hit a ball. And there's Exhibit A for you.
And Sentnor had to miss all of last season. Highly touted freshman, but injured. Here is Patterson with time. Patterson getting to the end line.
Good sign for North Carolina, though. You see Della Peruta with space. You see Patterson with space. Sentnor growing into the game. 3 key players for North Carolina offensively. Put a second one in. That's a big hole for Florida State to dig out of.
Florida State players talk to us about having to weather that North Carolina storm. You feel it, especially in the first 10, 15 minutes of a match of the second half. They're weathering it right now.
And North Carolina bringing the press too, and Florida State's trying to build out of the back. Had some success with this early in the first half, but then really the game got away from them a little bit. For North Carolina, much better to start this second half though for the Tar Heels.
.59% possession by Florida State in the first half. But North Carolina making the most of their moments.
Colton and Moore sitting in that double six for North Carolina, doing a really good job of shielding any entry balls into that front three for Florida State. Winning balls, playmaking out of there.
Some awards being announced earlier today. Our United Soccer Coaches All-Americans. You see them scattered amongst each of these two teams. Got a few coming up in our second game as well. Jenna Neiswanger, only first team selection amongst that group. What a season she has had. Tori Hansen, second team All-American in her year that she's put together for the Tar Heels.
I go back to your Tori Hansen story you told earlier, Jen. And really, what was the stat? More minutes this year than she's played in all 3 years combined.
Doubled, in fact.
Yeah, doubled. And now she's an All-American. How about that?
And that ball misplayed a bit. Will concede another corner for North Carolina.
Corner kick, Carolina.
And with no short option to be had, this will be the first time we will see the Tar Heels drive one in. Hansen, the target, still alive. Cox heads it toward goal, diving save, Roque.
And that's Avery Patterson, I believe, popping out. Cox gets the final head on it. Maybe it wasn't Patterson that sent it across. I couldn't tell. Maybe it was Moore.
Good hands by Roque. Biggest save of the second half, to be sure. Emmy Allen had a couple of big ones for North Carolina in the first half. But her offense doing all the work right now in these first 10 minutes of the second half. 4 shots for North Carolina since halftime, none for Florida State. And you have to get in your attacking half of the field if you want to have a shot. That's not been the case for the Seminoles so far. And remember that beautiful ball that Tori Hansen sent in led to North Carolina's first really good chance in the first half. She lines up behind this one. Floated toward the back post. Robbins, the 7th-year veteran there defensively for Florida State, but it will be more defending needing to be done for the Seminoles. Now they have a chance to break the other way. Jody Brown out in front, but Olsen has put it behind her. Ball in the box, bounces harmlessly in the end to Roque. Florida State, ACC regular season co-champions with North Carolina, ACC tournament champions for the 3rd straight year. Looking to get back to the NCAA final for the 3rd straight year. Seminoles winning it last year in penalty kicks and losing the previous year. Patterson called the ball at her feet and going at people her superpower when we talked to her yesterday. I don't think many would argue that. She is special with the ball at her feet, as is Jody Brown. Just a little bit of a touch from Elgin, and then this could be a card, and it will be. Yellow card issued to Elgin as that promising attack broken up. Brown was ready to go for Florida State.
And you get a glimpse of what this player can do, especially when she can turn and burn around you. Just the grab at the end by Elgin there. First trying to get her on the tackle.
Seminoles have gone 20 minutes without a shot. Going back to the first half. Payne tracks it down at the end line, keeps it in. Neiswanger taking it with her left. Sentnor. Back and forth. Both teams losing it in the midfield, trying to make something of it. Now it's Florida State's turn in the box. Robbins wide open, edge of the area, and it is saved by Emmy Allen. How many go now?
Good sequence by Florida State, and if you want that ball on anyone's foot in that moment, it's Clara Robbins. She can crank him from distance. Just hits it right at Emmy Allen.
Back the other way we go. Ball across, goes wanting, and eventually played out. And we've got UCLA coming up against Alabama in our second semifinal tonight. Pleased to be joined by UCLA head coach Marguerite Awazaza. Marguerite, first of all, congratulations. You're setting the bar pretty high here in your first year as a head coach, getting your team to the College Cup. But tell us a little bit just about what this journey's been like for your team this season.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This journey has been an absolute dream. I don't think I could have written it any better, and I'm, one, super thankful for the opportunity to even be here, and then two, just super thankful for the team that I inherited and all the hard work they've put in since January.
What have you been most proud about with this group this year?
It actually is off the field. I've been most proud at how willing they were to buy in, how willing they were to change. We really didn't meet any resistance, and I think that's why we were able to find success early on.
Yeah, bought into a lot of defense, too. Well, thank you very much. Look forward to your game. I think we've got a handball here. This is going to be a penalty. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Unlucky break for Florida State, but an easy call for Corey Rockwell, as this is going to be a chance for North Carolina to add to their lead from the penalty spot.
And there it is, Gilchrist with the hound clearly outside of her profile, her silhouette. And there, as you can see her almost getting it back in, knowing right away.
Well, Tori Hansen, a perfect 4 for 4 from the penalty spot on the season. The captain to double the lead for North Carolina, you bet! Tar Heels up 2-0.
Go Carolina!
That must have been some speech at halftime by Anson Dorrance, because this is a different team in the second half. When they're pressing, when they're pushing, Sentnor with the shot from distance, never afraid to crank it. And there is the Gilchrist handball, and Hansen, as you said, Jen, all season has been just nailing every penalty kick. No doubt about that one, right over Roquet's head. Hit with such pace, couldn't react to it. And Florida State find themselves in quite a hole against a North Carolina team that's come alive this second half.
Tar Heels made 4 substitutions after that goal from Hansen. That was her 8th goal of the season, her 5th from the penalty spot, where, as I said, she has been perfect. And, excuse me, it was 3 substitutes who came on for North Carolina there after the goal. Maddie Darlene back into the match, Maggie Pierce. And our goal scorer from the first half, Allie Gambone, on for the Tar Heels. Good flick from the head of Brown. Nesbitt touches it over to Robin. She'll try it again. Not on target this time. A little better, though, from Florida State, at least to
Just
see the ball
really
on this end.
flat in this second half.
Yeah.
Haven't looked the team they were at all in this first half. No defensive pressure, not a lot of bite. Carolina came out winning first and second balls, dictating the tempo, and they get rewarded for it. We'll see what the reaction will be from Florida State.
Brown has a couple of defenders around her, needs to figure out a way around. She finds Niswonger, takes it with that left, just missing.
So well done first by Jody Brown. Frees the space. Look at this first touch. Oh, he didn't get it, but over her head to bring it. Realizes I can cut back, find Niswonger, and you know exactly what she's doing. Off by a foot, but just trying to bend it into that corner with her favored left. One goal, and Florida State's gonna be energized and back in this, and they know it.
And so much talent on this Florida State team. 16 different goal scorers. Nesbitt can deliver. Of course, we know Niswonger can. Brown, Echegini, Payne, not afraid to get into the attack, as she is now, keeps it on the ground in the box. Brown bumping off the defender to get back the ball for Florida State. Robbins, that deflects out of bounds.
Should be a corner kick,
Yeah.
is what it should be. That's off a North Carolina defender. Surprised you're not hearing more of a complaint from Florida State. Maybe I saw that wrong.
well,
but
we both
did. Otherwise, you'd hear a lot of complaints. Let's see. There's the first one. It was off Nesbeth, it looks like.
So good job by Corey Rockwell and crew.
Just kidding. This is why I'm not a referee.
One of many reasons, right? We'll pass. Leave that to the pros. Seminoles certainly will tell you that they have been tested throughout a tough ACC season. They had a stretch where they played 4 really tough ranked ACC teams in a row, 3 of those on the road. At Virginia, at Notre Dame, home against Duke, home against North Carolina. Split that with 2 wins and a couple losses. So they have faced adversity, but they have not come back from a 2-goal deficit this season. They've only been in that situation once, and that was their loss on the road at Notre Dame. Wound up being 4-0 Fighting Irish in that one.
And what was the system that they lost 4-0 to, Jen?
It was indeed this 3-5-2 that the Tar Heels have adopted.
That was a great story.
Always great to hear the workings of the mad scientist mind of Anson Dorrance. And I guess we have to include Damon Nahas in that mad scientist
for sure.
equation as well. They had a good partnership over there on the sideline. Joe Echegini, as she likes to be called, in the box now for Florida State.
And really, that's the first time, 20 minutes into this half, that we've seen Echegini go at that back line. Contrast that with the first half. And finding her, she was pinching in a more central position. But that's what you want to see. You see Brown on the right. Echegini needs to grow into this game on the left side.
North Carolina in control, up 2 goals over Florida State. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second from the penalty spot. I want to give you our weekend's featured college football lineup. There's a lot going on. Conference Championship Saturday will start at noon Eastern on ABC. It's a Big 12 title game with Kansas State and TCU. Then UCF Tulane will square off for the AAC title. And in prime time, it's your ACC championship with Clemson and North Carolina. All of those top 25 matchups Don't forget, Sunday at noon Eastern, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the final college football playoff rankings and find out who will be playing in the Fiesta and Peach Bowls.
Well done by Centnor, feeling the pressure on Jody Brown, knowing she can get a set piece out of this. And that's where you have to be careful. Florida State back to goal. No danger, really.
Yeah, I mean, you appreciate the willingness of Jody Brown wanting to change the storyline of this game, trying to take the ball away, break up this possession and rhythm that North Carolina has had, but this is a dangerous spot to do it. Emily Moxley playing in her hometown of Cary. Into the box and in! Roque smacks the ball in frustration as North Carolina now leads it 3-0 off the set piece goal. Moxley sent it in. We'll see who exactly finished it off. A lot of bodies in there for both teams.
Moxley with the serve. I think it's Dorsey who gets the final header on this. We'll take a look there. And there it is. Julia Dorsey, indeed. Dual lacrosse soccer player, really putting a nail into this one. That is a hard one to crawl back from, and you can see the excitement.
The goal scored in the 66th minute.
Knowing the challenge of now crawling back into this game with 23 minutes left, and a North Carolina team that is known for decades for its defensive pressure.
Brown in the box on the attack, puts it across, Florida State on the board! Brown and Echegini teaming up to give a little life, perhaps some hope to the defending national champs.
Just like I said, really easy to score against this North Carolina team. There they are. What a response by Jody Brown, because this ball, oh my goodness. Echegini hovering on that back post. Brown taking a look, buys a little space, and that is a beauty. And Echegini wide open, knowing doesn't have to get any pace on that one because it's coming with such pace. Just redirect it into goal.
So Echegini, her team leading 11th goal of the season. Is it enough to kickstart this Florida State team? Trying to mount the comeback. Mere seconds after North Carolina opened up their 3-goal lead. 36 seconds, in fact.
Florida State goal scored by number 6, Oni Echegini. The goal was scored in the 60th minute.
Here is Brown on the ball again. Been the most active player, most impactful player for Florida State in the second half. Echegini! Nearly a brace. But Florida State is coming, and now they set up their first corner kick of the second half.
Echegini growing into this half, and Jody Brown, though, there is that deflection. Could have been a goal-saving deflection again by Dorsey.
This was a main point of concern for North Carolina coming into the match. Neiswanger from the corner. Shot is saved from going out of bounds. Still in the box. Allen got a hand to it. She has a career-high 6 saves already in the match tonight. Being put to work by this Florida State attack now that the Seminoles have finally come to life here in the second half. Nesbitt, oh, she wanted that shot. Good defending by the Tar Heels not to give an inch of space for Leilani Nesbitt to look at the goal. Payne. Patterson helping to defend for North Carolina, along with Elgin, who is on a yellow card.
Patterson has put in such a shift on that left side, defensively and offensively.
Brown says, give me another corner. Won't get it this time. First of two semifinals here from Wake Med Soccer Park going on between North Carolina and Florida State. The Alabama Crimson Tide savoring every moment of this, what will be their first ever College Cup appearance. The Crimson Tide making their way into Wake Med Soccer Park. Look forward to seeing the SEC regular season champs in action. A perfect SEC regular season, in fact, for Alabama. What a year they have had. Speaking of the Tide, it has certainly shifted in this match. But the deficit remains 2 goals. A long way to go still for Florida State, but that one goal doing wonders for the confidence of the defending national champions. Olsen in the box. Her first touch not clean enough. And that's a crunching tackle after she tries to come back and win the ball. Moxley can't believe there's not a card, perhaps, that should have been handed out there. And Corey Rockwell's job right now, certainly manage all the emotions that you know are coursing through the players on the field right now.
Here's the first tackle. Second tackle on Moxley. And then Olsen wanting this game, knowing the clock is ticking.
Replaced by number 19, Emily Holton.
Just over 20 minutes to go in the second half. North Carolina just made a substitution. Emily Colton coming into the match. She started the match for North Carolina. She replaces Sentnor for the moment. You are allowed a re-entry. So we could see Sentnor, who's been so good in this NCAA tournament for the Tar Heels. Nesbitt. Brown, that ball bounces a little differently. She's got a pretty good chance to go at it. Now North Carolina on the move. Della Peruta with Cox next to her. Della Peruta pauses, gets everybody caught. And no chance to do much with it.
Yeah, and that might be a situation where you just hold and reload. Don't have to press this.
Patterson takes a shot. I'm not so sure that Patterson in particular knows that hold and reload mentality. It just doesn't go the way she likes to play the game.
No, and if it's on Avery Patterson's foot, why not? I say go at it.
11 goals, 8 assists on the season for Patterson, junior from Jacksonville, Florida.
And here's the thing you see in the second half, Jen, is you see a willingness with this Tar Heel group to just bite into this game and say, okay, this is ours to hold on to with the 1-0 lead. This is ours to extend this lead. And again, you had that great reaction, Echegini off the Jody Brown ball. But can they get a second and really believe they can get back in this game?
Well, it is tough to keep control of the ball if the ball is not right. There's another card that's going to be handed out. Back and forth, both teams went just doing everything they can to hustle to the ball, be the first to get there. A little too much contact by North Carolina. Pierce picking up the yellow card.
A yellow card shown to Carolina's number 28, Maggie Pierce, in the 73rd minute.
Flynn. Up for grabs in the box, headed out by Olsen. Jody Brown saying, let's go, let's get it in play.
And not such a bad idea by Flynn to mix it up. Doesn't have to be all on the ground and pretty. Sometimes flight those balls in, maybe pick up that second ball.
Brown. Flynn, she'll try it again. Brown. This time it is a corner for Florida State. Second of the second half, 9th of the match. These moments can be the ones that make all the difference. Especially when you have a player like Jenna Neiswanger who can deliver such a great ball. 3 goals, 6 assists off corner kicks for Neiswanger this season. She's done it in the NCAA tournament. It's out again for another corner. Well, North Carolina said they had some difficulty finding tickets, but Roy Williams, when he wants to come, former Tar Heel head coach, men's basketball, such a great career he had there. Barbara Cunningham, athletic director, they're going to get a chance to get in here and support this North Carolina women's soccer team on the hunt for a spot in the national championship. Defending the corner right now, though, is taking all they've got. They just keep on coming for the Seminoles.
And this is exactly what you're supposed to do if you're on the post. And there's the reaction.
Yeah, these are nervy moments for North Carolina because you don't want to keep giving Jenna Neiswanger these chances. Tar Heels have defended well so far. Still a chance. It's in front of the goal. EY. Seminoles not done yet. Hawks and Colton. Now here comes Patterson. Flynn calmly takes it off the foot of the charging Patterson. Echegini. Just 2 goals last season at Mississippi State. Leading Florida State, sends it across! It's a 1-goal game! A goal and an assist for Echegini as Heather Payne comes across. And all of a sudden, Julie Foudy, the Tar Heels bringing it together because now this game could belong to anyone. 3-2 our score, North Carolina.
And what a response by this Florida State team that seemed down and out. Echegini fighting through 2 players, gets the space, takes a look, and Heather Payne on the other side. There's your left back getting forward. Beata Olsen grabbing that ball out of the net because she knows the momentum is with them. Emmy Allen will want to do better with that. Comes across, just gets caught and she's sliding, doesn't get set.
Nesbitt and Neiswanger. Della Peruta, much needed takeaway.
And what a turnaround this would be. 3-0 down against a fighting, scrapping North Carolina team. And that's the thing I think lacking. I'll hold that thought.
Yeah, This is a different Florida State team than the one that started the second half, that's for sure.
I do think that's the thing lacking with this North Carolina team is you have to understand how to kill a game out. You got to hold it a little bit more. You take less shots if they're not necessarily on. As hard as that is for a team that loves to go, 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 pull it back, reload. We'll see how they manage out these last 13 minutes.
Gilchrist, plenty of time as everybody in Carolina blue back to help defend. Della Peruta and Cox really the only two up in the attack. Now a few more coming with Colton on the ball. Colton. I mean, North Carolina is really needing to find some way to grab that momentum back away from Florida State, because really ever since North Carolina scored that third goal, that was the 66th minute, and then 36 seconds later, Florida State scored. It has been all Seminoles since then.
Yeah, in large part, that player right there, Echegini, very quiet, didn't even see her touch a ball in those first 20 minutes, comes alive. Jody Brown has been carrying this team on her shoulders this second half as well. But now you're seeing every second ball picked up now by Florida State, whereas in the first part of the second half, that was a different story.
Olsen wanting to get in on the action for the Seminoles. Echegini on the ground. Allen lays out for it.
Really nice play by Olsen, because what she does is she's pulling defenders to her. 1, 2, 3 defenders. That leaves Echegini wide open at the top. Just can't get around on that one.
Echegini saying she came to Florida State, she wanted a new challenge, and then Jody Brown across the room whispered, "And you want a ring." Well, Florida State trying to get another one of those. They have to get back to the championship game to have a shot at it. Echegini in the box. This heavily Carolina blue-clad crowd a little uncertain as to what's been going on these last few minutes, not liking what they're seeing. EY will take a shot, it bounces, and nobody there to follow it up for Florida State.
You could see the danger in that ball. Took a little spin with a deflection, I think. Emmy Allen, there's that deflection. Puts a little spin on that ball, and you never know where it's going to go.
Good job, though, by the redshirt freshman, just keeping her body behind the ball. Robbins, two-time NCAA champion in her 7th year, hoping for another with Florida State. North Carolina trying to end that 10-year drought of national championships. They handed the baton to Florida State, although certainly not willingly. Sentnor.
Now there's a little more patience for North Carolina.
Pierce takes a rocket of a shot, but it is high. Well, coverage of NCAA championships continues with the Women's College Cup final. That's Monday, December 5th, 6 p.m. Eastern here on ESPNU. Everybody's watching. For more information on the NCAA Women's College Cup, log on to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. And if this match has not whet your appetite, still more semifinal action coming your way tonight from Cary. Projected 8:30 kickoff for our second semifinal. Alabama and UCLA, 3 #1 seeds in this College Cup. North Carolina, #2 seed. And don't you think that didn't motivate this Tar Heel team. Using that as a little chip on their shoulder, as well as their first round exit from the NCAA tournament last year, something that has never happened before in Carolina's storied history. They've appeared in every NCAA tournament that has been held. Of course, they've won 21 of them. Trying to hunt down elusive NCAA title number 22. Brown is just everywhere for Florida State right now. Time ticking away on the Seminoles. Clawed 2 goals back already from being down 3-0 in the 66th minute. Can North Carolina find a way to hang on and get back to the final? Last time they were there was 2019. Wound up losing in penalty kicks to Stanford that year. Echegini, maybe a little too soon to try to release Brown there. Now the corner could be the friend of the Tar Heels, trying to waste a little time. That's exactly where Sentnor will go. Oren Flynn, junior defender for the Seminoles. Not the right pass. Sentnor. Darlene, the freshman is in, and Roque, quick off the line, will take it off the foot of the Tar Heel freshman.
Well done by Roque, reading that. Looked like she hesitated for a second, ends up coming.
Patterson and Brown fighting for it. 6.5 minutes to play. North Carolina hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Seminoles have been surging. Echegini, a big part of that. Had the first goal, assisted on the second. Neiswanger. Heather Payne, the beneficiary of the ball from Echegini for the last goal. Nesbitt picks it up. Boy, she knew if she could just calm it down, she could have gotten the shot off. There's a shot. Over the head of Robbins. And out off of Florida State. North Carolina can take a little breath here with the goal kick.
Nesbitt doing a really good job in this second part of the second half, is reading where that ball's going to pop out of the 6. Puts herself in that lane, picking him off.
Darlene, ball touched away. Robbins at midfield. Nesbitt. Payne, plenty of time. Ball in the box at the far post. Olsen was there. It is out for a corner. Anson Dorrance told us at halftime one of the goals for his team in this match was to limit the corner kick opportunities for Florida State. This is number 12 getting set to come in. And everybody from both teams certainly fresh memory in the mind of the ACC championship when Jenna Neiswanger scored directly off a corner kick, a game that Florida State would go on to win. Tori Della Pruta coming in the match. Quick sip of water as Niswonger will get ready to deliver the ball. Tar Heels get there first. Brown can't control the volley. And then she's going to need a minute. And Jody Brown has been working so hard all match long for Florida State.
There's that second ball, pops out. Never gets over that ball, always going up.
So 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Florida State has been pressing, but they conceded a goal in the first half. 42nd minute, Allie Gambone scoring first for North Carolina. Then in the second half, I mean, it was all North Carolina. The first 20 minutes, really, of the second half, they got a penalty kick from Tori Hansen. They then scored off of a free kick. Emily Moxley put it in. Julia Dorsey gave it a 3-0 lead for North Carolina. And then Florida State woke up. Goals from Achigini and Payne. And here we sit, 3-2 our score. The winner of this one going to the national championship game. Place the Seminoles have been the last 2 years, winning it all last year. North Carolina looking to get back to the final for the first time since 2019.
A really good response, Jen, by this Florida State team, but you wonder if it was just a little too late. Giving them that first 20 minutes of the second half where they put that game at 3.
Payne just living in the attacking third with Florida State chasing. Has to work to recover it after losing it. Maybe more. Wins the battle. Heather Payne, by the way, still down on the ground, but this ball given away. Sentnor takes a shot, it's blocked. How North Carolina doesn't score, that's probably more green space that Sentnor has seen in the box, and she's had all season long, and not good to see Payne hopping up. We just saw Jody Brown go down a few minutes ago.
And this is the position Sentnor loves to find herself in. Again, it's Gilchrist, this time her hands behind her back. And then on the other side, here's the Payne tackle. Right there, her right ankle gets caught. Ooh, that looks painful.
Now Payne not going anywhere. Gonna try to tough it out. Nobody wanting to leave the field right now. But Corey Rockwell going all the way from Heather Payne to then drop the ball down for Roquet. Trying to check on her, so just restarting it. Achigini charging into the area. But Gambone, who got all the scoring started in this one for North Carolina, right there with her, doing the defensive work. Tricky ball to Reed in the air. Corner kick coming for Florida State. Is it lucky number 13? And look at the bodies in the box. So crowded, guarded at the near post very well by the Tar Heels. Gilchrist, who stood up Sentnor in that one-on-one opportunity a few minutes ago. Those two interacting again. Here is Sentnor. Time on the side of the Tar Heels. Now it's Clara Robbins down in the middle of the field for Florida State. Her team attacking. She can't get to her feet to help. North Carolina not subbing as much as we have seen this Tar Heel team do, but certainly more than Florida State in this game.
And you see both teams battling.
Ball across in the gloves of Allen.
Clara Robbins still trying to decide if she can go.
Under a minute to go. Florida State has been pushing and pushing. 2 goals to show for it. But they need one more to keep this one going and keep their national championship hopes alive. Nobody there on the outside. And Nesbitt was looking to put the ball. Under 30 seconds now. Do the Seminoles have anything left? Flynn, a hopeful ball. She comes back to get it. Sentnor a little slow to step to the ball. Flynn puts it in the box. Allen grabs it in. That should do it for North Carolina. The Tar Heels give up 2 goals in the second half, but hang on for the 3-2 win. They're going to the national championship game. The Tar Heels bested by the Seminoles on this field 3.5 weeks ago in the ACC Championship. They get their revenge tonight and send the defending national champions back home to Tallahassee.
Please join us for this evening's second national semifinal featuring semifinal number 2 will start in approximately 30 minutes.
Almost pulling off the near impossible of coming back from a 3-0 deficit. This is the last play of the game. Emmy Allen holding on. The ball in by Lauren Flynn, trying to find Olsen, Echegini, Payne, anyone on that back post. And Roy Williams is pumped.
As are all the Tar Heels. Emmy Allen, by the way, the redshirt freshman, a career high 9 saves to hold on to this one for the Tar Heels. The season over for the defending national champs. We will come back to Carey, put a bow on this one, get you set for semifinal number 2 in a moment. The North Carolina Tar Heels knocked out in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. Now back where they feel they belong. They're going to the national championship game on Monday. Coming up next, some volleyball for you as Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman will have whip-around coverage from all 16 sites of NCAA volleyball first and second rounds, followed by our second semifinal of the night, Alabama-UCLA, looking like an 8:42 kickoff for that one. Come back.